By 44 BCE, Rome had become a city of power, ambition, and deep political fear. At the center of it all stood one man, Julius Caesar. To many, he was a hero. To others, a threat to the old republic. But the night he believed his power was secure was the night it began to fall apart. Today, we uncover the events leading to his assassination, the politics behind it, and how this Caesar's strength was not just military power, it was strategy. His conquest of Gaul turned him into a legend. Soldiers adored him. The common people admired him. But the Senate feared him. When he crossed the Rubicon with his army, he forced Rome into civil war. His bold words, "The die is cast," signaled that there was no turning back. He won that war, defeated his rivals, and finally declared himself dictator for life. To his supporters, he was a savior. To his enemies, a future king. Moment reshaped Rome forever. In the Senate, two factions had formed, those who embraced Caesar's rule and those who believed he was destroying the republic. Among the leading conspirators were Marcus Junius Brutus, someone Caesar trusted deeply, and Cassius, the sharp political mind behind the operation. They claimed they were defending freedom. They believed that if Caesar lived, Rome would fall into monarchy. Their solution was drastic: assassination. Carefully planned, strategically coordinated. On the night before the Ides of March, Caesar's wife, Calpurnia, dreamt of danger. She begged him not to attend the Senate session. Others warned him too. Letters, omens, whispers. But Caesar was a man shaped by destiny. "If death is coming," he once said, "it will come." At first, he agreed to stay home, then changed his mind. "The Senate is waiting for me," he said, and with that, he sealed his fate. When Caesar arrived at the Senate, the conspirators welcomed him with unusual warmth. Smiles, compliments, every gesture hiding a hidden blade. As Caesar prepared to sit, Tullius Cimber approached with a petition. He grabbed Caesar's shoulders too forcefully. Caesar pushed back. And then Casca struck first. A quick stab to the neck. Caesar turned, shocked, saying, "Casca, what are you doing?" But more blades followed. The Senate floor transformed into chaos. Robes tangled, sandals scraping, daggers flashing. The most devastating blow came not from a blade, but from betrayal. Brutus stepped forward, one of Caesar's closest companions, someone he trusted like a son. The famous phrase, "et tu, Brute," is likely a dramatic addition by Shakespeare. In reality, Caesar may have spoken little or nothing, but witnesses claimed that when he saw Brutus, his expression changed, from shock to heartbreak. Caesar pulled. The conspirators expected praise. They believed Rome would celebrate the end of a dictator. They were wrong. The people mourned Caesar as a hero. At his funeral, Mark Antony delivered a speech that ignited the crowd. He revealed Caesar's wounds, spoke of his loyalty, and turned public anger toward the assassins. Rome erupted into chaos once again. Brutus and Cassius fled. Their political support collapsed. Eventually, both took their own lives, defeated not only in battle, but in purpose. The conspirators believed they had saved the Republic, but their act had the opposite effect. Caesar's young heir, Octavian, later known as Augustus, rose to power, and from the ashes of Caesar's death, the Roman Empire was born. The Republic did not survive, but the dynasty Caesar set in motion ruled for centuries. The Ides of March is more than the story of one man's death. It is a warning about power, loyalty, and political fear. If Caesar had lived, would Rome have remained a republic? Or was an empire always destined to rise? What do you think?